Okay, everybody, this is Joshua with Auctionsoft, and I just wanted to make a video. I was going to say a quick video, but I think it's going to be a little bit here, so bear with me. But I want to show you how you could utilize the cataloging system that would normally be used for online, but for a live auction. All right, so let me get started here. So we're on the front page, and I've got a brand new client which is Rick Pearson Auction Company, and they're going to have a gun auction. And one of the things that you can do with Auctionsoft is create a catalog, but not for online. It's actually for the live audience, and it makes the sale so much easier to manage. So what I did is, first of all, I went to their sale, and he's got all these guns listed. Now, I believe that they are in order, one, two, three, four. But what I've done is, just for this demonstration purposes, I'm going to pull one up, and let's see, let's zoom in a little bit and see it. Okay, so now you can see. Let's see, I've got one, two, and three. Actually, I don't want. Let's not do that one. Let's do three. All right. All right. So this just gives me the information so I can show you, because I'm actually going to start their catalog for them, and use this video to train them and some other people as well. So basically, I'm going to do the first three items. So I've also got their account open. So Rick Pearson here, and I go to their auction, and their gun sale is here, and so I'm going to click to manage that. Now, normally you would clerk on the fly, where you would come over here and you would open this up, and they would put in here the consignor number, and I'm not sure what that is. I can change that to anything. But you'd put a consignor in here, let's say it's one, and they would clerk the item. But many times the sale's going on and they want serial numbers in the description. They want a lot of detail about the guns in the description. So it's always better to do that ahead of time. So we're not going to use the clerking on the fly system. We're going to build a catalog, which is then searchable, or better yet, if they sell in order, they can just go right down the list, and the clerk just has a very easy job the day of the sale. So let's start that. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to come down to the bottom and click this little button that says pre-clerk the catalog. And that opens up this tool here. Very simple. Now you can actually send this tool that I'm going to use here in a second to your phone, and or an employee's phone. Just put a number in there, click a button, and then it goes to the cell phone number as a link. And when you open up the link, you get this tool. So I don't know the consignor number, so I'm just going to choose one. Actually, I could go check, but I don't know who it is. So let's just say it's one. I'll fix that later. We're going to put in the first catalog, or the lot number, which is one, and the item, let's go see here, which is a REM Sportsman 48 16 gauge. So REM Sportsman 48. Oh my gosh, not typing very well today. 16 gauge shotgun. All right, let's see what else is on there. That's lot one. We already got that. 16 gauge Sportsman 48. All right, so that's what's going to go in there. We don't have any categories set up, and we could do that, but for now, I'm not going to do that. But if they had gun as a category, that helps with SEO in the future. As people are looking around the internet and they're looking for a gun sale or whatever it is, you can use that for SEO. We're not going to tag, and I'm not going to put a condition here because I'm not there to know the condition, but you could easily put a condition there if you're selling this online. If it's live, like we're building a catalog for a live sale, they're going to be able to preview the sale anyway and see what's there. I don't know if there's a reserve. I'm not worried about minimum bid. In fact, I think I might have to put $1 in as a minimum bid. Now, this is what shows up on the catalog list, but you could also put down much more descriptive information if you needed to. All right, so I'm going to submit that. It comes over here and becomes the first lot in our catalog. Let's go do another one. All right, number two, an REM 16 gauge 1148. Don't really know the difference. The system automatically goes to lot one, REM 1148, 16 gauge. All right, let's see if I got everything down there. Actually, it doesn't say sportsman on this, so I am going to assume that that's the way they want it. All right. Again, we'll start it at $1, description, yada, yada, poof, and there it is. So now we've got 2 lots. Let's do the next one. All right, I have 16 gauge Wingmaster. So REM, 16 gauge, AUG, Wingmaster. All right, and just not lot number 3. Okay, we're there. That's easy. They're not putting a lot of description in there. That's up to them, but if they wanted to put serial numbers and everything, you have the ability to do that. So now I click the submit button. We have 3 items in our catalog. If you wanted to start this list prior to doing the pictures, you could easily do that and then go back later, and once you click on edit, come in here and add pictures. This is also where you could add other pictures, like maybe a close-up of the serial number or a close-up of any damage or whatever it is. You could even add a video if this was tractors or something, so on and so forth. But that's where you can upload your main image. All right, so I'm going to turn that off, and we're back to the list. Now I'm only going to put 3 items in the list. The order of the sale should match your catalog. If for some reason you needed to input something into the list, and maybe you're going to make it 2A, when you create it and it's listed here, it'll show up as, you can put in 2A right here, and it'll show up as 2A, but if you wanted to sell in between 2 and 3, you would just edit this number to say 2.5, and that would slip it in between the 2 and the 3. Okay? All right, so now if we wanted to, we can print the catalog. Oh, sorry. I have got to refresh my page once before I can print. All right, so now I just have a simple list, but let's show you something else here real quick. If you go to the settings for this auction, and you go over to a live auction, but we're making a catalog, and I want to give the public the ability to bid or look at this catalog from the front. So I'm going to go to Auctionsoft from the front. I'm going to go down here and find his awesome sale. And now I have the ability to print a catalog, but this is the public facing side. So the public's printout gets all the terms and conditions and the details about the sale, and then a full list of the items that you're going to sell. All right, so that's the 2 ways you can print it. One has the details about sale. One is just for the staff to have a list of what sells in what order. All right, now let's go back here to the auctioneer platform. This is the cashier's window, but now it's time to have the sale, for example. All you have to do now is you're going to go over here. Now that we've cataloged all the guns, they show up down here for the cashier to have the ability to do any edits or make any changes that they see fit. Now it's Jane Cole's. I don't think it is actually Jane Cole's. I'll have to verify that. Make sure your consignor is correct. But what you want to do is you want to use this little tiny button right here that is for the catalog, but it allows you to get to a clerking grid that is not only is it searchable, but it is easily editable. And so, oh, I just realized I got to do something here. So this is good training, actually. I need to go and turn on in company settings. I'm going to go turn on the catalog input field. Yep. All right. So then let's go back to manage the auction. And now when I open that up, the catalog shows here. Okay. So what I now have is a clerking grid completely filled out with the items that are going to sell. And my clerk does not have to write all this information in. If they are selling an order, she simply opens up the price, opens up the bidder number, and hits finalize. So it's a very easy thing to do to get way ahead of the chaos of sale day when people are looking around at the guns and they want you to enter everything and so on and so forth. Now, let's say you weren't selling in order. You could then just, the The problem with catalog number 1 is if you go to search something and you search the number 1, it is going to find this because consignor 1 is here. It's going to find quantity 1. So basically it's not going to eliminate anything. So if I did an edit here and I said we were going to build a catalog, but we're going to start it with a 4-digit number. So our catalog is now actually 2001, 1001, 1002, 1003. All right. You should build a catalog, especially if you're going to sell out of order. You should build a catalog that starts with a 4-digit number. So now if we were going to sell out of order, let's say the item comes up and the ringman says lot 1003. Oh, sorry, I got to refresh again. Once you put in 1003 here, the system is going to eliminate everything else on the catalog list, but only show you 1003. And then you can add your bidder or your price and your bidder and hit finalize. And then the ringman says, all right, now we're selling 1002. And then there it is. And you enter the bidder and your price. Oh, we're selling 1001. And you hit it and whatever it is. Now, this is used a lot for livestock auctions because they have an ear tag for the cattle and the sheep. And the ear tag is entered in as a catalog, and it's usually 4 or 5 digits. But you can see how quick and easy this will go. Just remember that once you enter your bidder number, you hit, if you're the clerk, you hit finalize or mark final. Because the information that shows up down here is not going to actually show up on a bidder's invoice if you have not finalized it. Part of that is because sometimes there's reserves, and if the reserve is not met, the auctioneer is not going to drop the hammer, and the clerk will not finalize the item. Okay? All right, so this is a very quick tutorial. I don't know how many minutes that was. We'll see here in a minute, but we would love to be a part of your auction. If you need more information about Auctionsoft, please let us know. Have a wonderful day.